Check. That's perfect already. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check. Yeah, that's nice and even. Check.
Being here. You are in Music Maker Stage, which is the stage at Delgado Guitars. So here we are. And next door is our guitar business, where my husband is a third-generation luthier. Everything you see hanging on the wall has been handmade, either by him or my daughters, the two little ones. And I have a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old. Anyway, I digress. So come back Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, for all your guitar needs. And normally I would tell you to, silence those phones, but I'm going to tell you to get your phones out, because you have to go on all the things, and you have to like us, and you have to join us, and you have to follow us, and, all the things. So tonight we're live streaming. We're going to be on YouTube. And we also partner with volume.com. And a way that you can help us meet our goal is to be the premier listening room on the east side. So you can help us do that by liking, following, joining, all that stuff, and tell your friends. So Music Maker Stage, Instagram, Facebook, Delgado Guitars, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, Delgado Guitars. So we have some very cool music to hear tonight. It's a very special reason to be here, because releasing music out in the world is no joke, right? It's serious, because we're in Nashville, and we support those artists and those songwriters. What else? When you have time, go to our website, check out our calendar. We do cool things like this approximately twice a month. We also are involved with different festivals, 615 Indie Live, which we just had. Tin Pan that's coming up, and Americana Fest, all the things. And I'm sure our writers wouldn't mind a little hashtag or a little tag tonight.
Sure.
So if you feel inclined, photos and videos are all welcomed. At one of my shows, somebody said, "Julie, you're giving them a lot of homework to do." That's right, hashtag homework. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mark Irwin. He's going to open it up with this big ol' hits. Okay. Woo! Give me a hand.
Thank you. Thanks, Julie. All right, good evening. First off, I just want to thank Lance for inviting me and let me be a part of him releasing his awesome new CD. Thank you all for coming out. And it's really smart of him, too, because, after I play a couple of songs, dang, anybody will sound good. So, so thank you. I'm going to start with, I got my little cheat here. I'm going to try a new song here, because y'all seem like a pretty friendly crowd. This is my Dare to Suck moment. This is called Die Happy. You can build a wall that could touch the sky, tall as Babel's tower. You could worship at the altar of another youthful hour. You could chase the shadow of a dollar, the glitter of the gold. But you can't take any of it with you when you go. Me, don't need much of anything, just a road that looks like freedom, little sun after the rain, and I don't want too much more to hold than the memories that I'm carrying and the songs here in my soul when that bright light shines for me. Oh, I'm gonna die free, and I'm gonna die happy. Thought I knew it all, but the more I learned, the less I know. Thought the whole dang thing was just a game. Bright lights, one big show. With every scar was a lesson learned, a hard-earned souvenir of a glory be. Man, ain't we lucky to be here, and I don't need much of anything, just a road that looks like freedom, little sun after the rain, and I don't want too much more to hold than the memories that I'm carrying and the songs here in my soul when the bright light shine on me. Oh, I'm gonna die free, and I'm gonna die happy. Well, me, I don't need much of anything, just a road that looks like freedom, little sun after the rain, and I don't want too much more to hold than the memories I'm carrying and the songs here in my soul when the bright light shines for me. Oh, I'm gonna die free, and I'm gonna die happy. Yeah, I'm gonna die happy. Thank you. First time heard anywhere. Thanks. Now, if anybody knows any country artists who were cutting, if they want that song, you know. But speaking of which, I'll do my shtick now. So back before automobiles and electricity, I moved to Nashville, and I was lucky enough to get a job at bartending in a music establishment across town called the Bluebird Cafe. And one night, a tall, skinny, blonde-haired boy from Georgia walked in. Turned out to be Alan Jackson. Nobody knew who Alan Jackson was back then. But we kind of hit it off, ended up in a room together a couple days later, and wrote a song that changed both of our lives. Opened up a door for Alan to a career in country music superstardom. Opened up a door for me to a career of stress, anxiety, rejection, you know. But it's been this song's been a real blessing in my life. This is called Here in the Real World. This is when I usually say tip your waitresses and your bartenders, but I guess I'll leave that part out tonight. Well, cowboys don't cry, and heroes don't die. Good always wins, again and again. And love is a sweet dream that always comes true. Oh, if life were like the movies, I'd never be blue. But here in the real world, it's not that easy at all. 'Cause when hearts get broken, it's real tears that fall. And darling, it's sad but true, how the one thing I've learned from you is how the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. Well, I gave you my love, oh, but that wasn't enough to hold your heart when times got rough. But tonight on that silver screen, it'll end like it should. Two lovers will make it through like I hoped we would. But here in the real world, it's not that easy at all. 'Cause when hearts get broken, it's real tears that fall. Darling, it's sad but true, how the one thing I've learned from you is how the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. No, the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. Thank you. Funny, I never get tired of playing that song. This is great. Thanks, Josh. Thank you for the sound. It sounds great here. Julie, what a great spot. Really a well-kept secret, but hopefully more and more folks hear about it. I mean, usually I'm playing in some place where it's loud, it's smoky, and they're drunk, or I'm drunk, but somebody's drunk, but all right. And speaking of one of those places, I'm going to try another new song here. This is called Beer in a Hometown Bar. Walk through the door, still looks the same. Bartender looks up, calls you by name. You grab a seat in the corner at your favorite booth. You order up around. Sooner or later, see a couple old friends. Say it's been too long since way back when. Start telling old stories, laughing at old jokes. It's funny how they're still funny now. Then one turns to three, three turns to five. It's too early to leave, you're too buzzed to drive. You got nowhere to be, so you might as well stay where you are, drinking beer in a hometown bar. Maybe drinking to remember, maybe drinking to forget all those glory days and the ones you regret, all the dreams you had, plans you made, the ones that slipped away somehow. Then she walks in just like that, like a time machine. It all comes back when she said goodbye. You healed your broken heart, drinking beer in a hometown bar. You can move away for the rest of your days, but it'll still be here like nothing's changed. Same signs in the window, same pictures on the wall, same music playing till last call. Now there's still a few of you left. Tomorrow's gonna hurt, but it's worth it, I guess. So you're still sitting there when the lights come on. Man, there ain't no place like home. Whatever brings you back, you always know where you are, drinking beer in a hometown bar. Drinking beer in a hometown bar. You walk through the door, still looks the same. Bartender looks up, calls you by name. Thanks. I'm going to do one or two more and get out of the way here, but Lance, thanks again for having me out. Speaking of the old Bluebird, years ago, I used to get to hear Lance play more and more back then, and I guess it took, what's that band, what's Bill Lloyd's band's name, the ones that cover all the long players, because it took a Springsteen show, the long players, kind of get us this ball rolling again, so it's been a real pleasure. So a couple years back, me and a couple of my friends, co-writers, they're not here, and their names kind of escape me at the moment. We knew that Tim McGraw was starting to get songs together for a new album, and so we wrote something hoping he would like it, and he did. And we wrote a little section hoping his wife Faith Hill would want to sing on it. She did not, and we thought that was the end of it, but Tim had the great idea to ask his friend Taylor Swift to sing on it, and we were okay with that. Apparently before she got into football, she used to do some music. I don't know, but my daughter was 12 years old. I tell this story every time. I'm sure the people at the listening room, the Bluebird, is sick of this story, but my daughter was like 12 at the time. This was going on, and like any other 12-year-old would listen to Taylor Swift. And so we waited. You know, Tim and his band and producer, they cut a great track. Tim did his vocal. They sent it out to Keith Urban to play some guitar on it, which was awesome. And then we waited literally about 6 months before Taylor actually got in the studio to do her part. But the day she did, I couldn't wait. You know, I got the call. I couldn't wait to tell my daughter. I raced home, ran up the stairs, knocked on her door. I said, Rosie, you're not going to believe this, but Taylor Swift sang on one of Daddy's songs today. And I just stood there beaming as proud as I could. Yeah, it would be nice if that was the end of the story. But she just looked at me. She said, Daddy, you couldn't get Demi Lovato? It's a true story. And she knows, she's 21 now. She knows I still tell that story. And like, she's like, yeah, I still don't like that song. You know, usually sitting behind a laptop, this song bought her. So that was the end of me trying to impress my kids. But this song has been a real blessing in my life. It's called Highway Don't Care. Bet your windows rolled down and your hair's pulled back. Bet you got no idea you're going way too fast. Trying not to think about what went wrong. Trying not to stop till you get where you're going. Trying to stay awake, so I bet you turn on the radio and the song goes, I can't live without you, I can't live without you, baby. I can't live without you, I can't live without you, baby. Whoa, baby. The highway won't hold you tonight. The highway don't know you're alive. The highway don't care if you're all alone. But I do, I do. The highway don't drown your tears. The highway don't need you here. The highway don't care if you're coming home. But I do, I do. Bet you got a dead cell phone in your shotgun seat. Yeah, I bet you're bending God's ear talking about me. Trying not to let the first tear fall out. Trying not to think about turning around. Trying not to get lost in the sound. But that song, it's always on, so you sing along. I can't live without you, I can't live without you, baby. Oh, I can't live without you, I can't live without you, baby. Whoa, baby. The highway won't hold you tonight. The highway don't know you're alive. The highway don't care if you're all alone. But I do, I do. The highway won't dry your tears. The highway don't need you here. The highway don't care if you're coming home. But I do, I do. Baby, I do. Oh, the highway don't care drive away, don't care if you're coming home. But I do. Baby, I do. I can't live without you, I can't live without you, baby. Thank you all very much. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Stick around for Lance. As if you were going anywhere. Good to go?
All right, Mark Irwin. Woo! I love it. Congratulations on everything. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I love, right? We're getting back to the old school Nashville. The song is king, right? All right. So I already talked about a little bit about our website. If you want to stay in the know, sign up for our newsletter over there on good old pen and paper. So you can be abreast of all the activities here at Music Maker Stage. So this is what we do. We try to give you something a little different. So we have these awesome songwriters, but then we also, in the middle of the show, we take a little break and we do a little fireside chat, right? But we don't have a fire. But we're going to do a little chat on stage, and you get the nitty-gritty on the artist. So this is really, my husband and I, we live in this neighborhood. I say this is an extension of our home, and it is, because we're here all the time. So it's almost like a house concert, not at a house, right? All right. So I'm going to let them get all set up here. So if you see me come up in the middle, you're like, what she's doing? But I'm supposed to. Okay. Oh, and help yourself. It's a cold night. Get some hot tea, hot cocoa. We've got bottled water back there. And take a look at the cool CDs back there. Don't leave without doing that. Oh, we got a full house. We're going to have a full stage. Right on. All right.
I'd say we hadn't rehearsed this, but these guys were in the studio with me quite a bit.
They don't need to rehearse.
And they don't need rehearsing.
All right. Okay, they're almost ready. Well, give it up for Lance Cowan. Woo!
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. I know cold night, and you could have stayed in the neighborhood, so thank you for coming. I'm going to introduce everybody first. This is Chip Davis over here. His little brother, Billy, right here. Pat McGrath, who I'm so happy is here. And then, of course, what a treat to hear Mark. Mark was we went through these years. I've known Mark for probably 35 years at least, because I met him at the Bluebird. And we went through this period where I rarely ever saw him. And one night after COVID, Nanci and I braved it and went to 3rd and Lindsley to hear the Long Players do The River from Springsteen. And bumped into Mark in the parking lot. And since then, it's been one of the best things that came out of COVID was Mark and I have renewed our friendship. I guess we never had a problem with our. Is there a problem with our friendship? I don't know. Yeah, but we've been having. We get together for coffee and solve the world problems, and get to play together some too. So, we're gonna go straight through the record that my friend Scott Pascal back there produced, and we're just going to go front to back, and hope you like it. Every time the lights go down, you think of her, though she may as well be a million miles away. You swear you feel her heart pound. She seems so close, and you count up all the reasons she should have stayed. But the past makes no excuses, and and the ones you choose are useless, and you wonder what you do with one more chance. Would you hold her tighter, make your love shine brighter, and find that light inside her? If she'd give you one more chance. Morning makes your bedroom glow as you're lying there. You remember when her heart was yours to hold. If you could, you turn back time to better days and change whatever made her love grow cold. You'd fill all the missing pieces and give her everything she's needed to change her heart and make her see with one more chance. You would hold her tighter, make your love shine brighter, and find that light inside her. If she'd give you one more chance, if she'd give you one more chance, if she'd give you one more chance. Oh, baby. How that sounded nice. Man, I'm going to have to take you all everywhere I go. We got to relook at the budget, honey. This is a little cowboy song that I wrote with a friend of mine out of Knoxville, where he used to live here, but and I don't know why we wrote it, but we just were in spaghetti western mode. The moon was like a spotlight. He felt winter closing in as he rode down from the Black Hills. Will Belinda was coming home again. Robbed a bank in Rapid City. Spent 3 days running for his life. Thought he lost him in the Badlands long before coming home that night. And by the firelight he held her and whispered as she cried. He said, someday I'll find a way to stay here by your side, by your side. The moon was setting on the valley. A posse gathered on the ridge. They saw the smoke rise from the chimney of the house where Will belonged. by the firelight. He held her and whispered as she cried. He said, someday I'll find a way to stay here by your side, by your side. Walked out early morning, 7 gunmen shot him down. She ran out from the cabin to Will Belinda laying on the ground. By the dawn's light she held him and whispered as she cried. She said, someday you'll find a way to stay here by my side, by my side. Thank you. This Pat, man. I'm pretty lucky, you know. I don't know how I got these guys. It must have been Scott. He did introduce me to Billy and Chip. So, since we're all friends here, you know how much I like this cold weather. I start counting down the days to spring about October the 1st. And this is my single that came out today. So if you go to Spotify and stream it all weekend, nonstop, drive my numbers up, so I can't get paid.
Or a third of a penny.
You're right. I tape the windows up, throw a blanket by the door, but the cold wind still blows in. I turn the heater up, throw a log on the fire, but this drafty house still will not give in. I can't stand the winter, the cold stillness in the air that cuts right through you and lingers on so long every year. Just reminds me it was warm when she was here. I turn the coffee on and I tell myself this house is warm. Can't convince my feet that's true. So I sweater up my heart by remembering the parts of a burning fire that I once knew. I can't stand the winter, the cold stillness in the air that cuts right through you and lingers on so long every year. Just reminds me how it was warm since she was here. I never noticed these cold nights. Her love kept me warm inside. God, I hate the winter cold stillness in the air cuts right through you, lingers on so long every year. Just reminds me how it was warm when she was here. She was here. She was here. She was here. Thank you. Oh, it sounds so pretty. This will be a little different than the record. On the record, there's a piano that Todd Smith plays piano on it, and we have a pretty little cello on it, and I'm a sucker for a cello. That's right. You can never have too much cello. And cowbell. Thank you, Mark. Let's talk. We're going to go over his songs in just a minute.
See you
Good to see you. Hey, I'll call you later. Who'd have thought, looking back now, I'd have come this far on my own somehow. At times I've thought how things could have been if I just let down my guard, let you in. I think about you every now and then, I guess. I wonder if you ever found true happiness. Life has had its ups and downs, I must confess. Since you've gone, I've done my best, more or less. Days go by, the months roll on and leave little memories that tag along. They say time heals all wounds. Maybe someday, baby, I'll be over you. I think about you every now and then, I guess. I wonder if you ever found true happiness. Life has had its ups and downs, I must confess. Since you've gone, I've done my best, more or less. wonder if I'll ever find true happiness. Life has had its ups and downs, I must confess. Since you've gone, I've done my best, more or less. Since you've gone, I've done my best. Thank you very much. So this is something completely different. What? Thought maybe you had something to say. Okay, this is a song that I wrote with my friend Terry Clayton, who, when I first met Terry, which like Mark, I've known him longer than I've known Nanci. And first time that Terry lives in Cleveland, so I called him up, and his wife answered the phone, and I had not met her, just Terry. He used to come down every 2 weeks to write, and he ended up being a roommate, which was great because he and a lawyer, his lawyer paid 2/3 of the rent on my apartment, and they were never there. It was great. Terry was here for 3 or 4 days every 2 weeks, and the rest of the time, and Larry came down maybe twice a year. It was wonderful. So, but I called Terry up one time, and he's in Cleveland, you know, he's a little northern, and his wife answered, and she put her hand, I said, "Hey, Mary Grace, it's Lance. Is Terry around?" She put her hand over the phone, and she said, "Terry, it's Lance." "Terry, is Lance a hillbilly?" And she found out I am. Out on this desert road, half stoned and freezing cold, I count the cost of leaving you alone. God made a woman's heart a perfect work of art. It takes a foolish man to tear it apart. I look out on the vanishing horizon. I close my eyes to see you there. One time, you and I, we were really something. Now I'm out here hanging on the ragged edge of nothing. I walk through memories, and I sleep, but I never dream. I'm haunted by the way we used to be. I look out on the vanishing horizon. I close my eyes to see you there. One time, you and I, we were really something. Now I'm out here hanging on the ragged close my eyes to see you there. One time, you and I, we were really something. Now I'm out here hanging on the ragged edge of nothing. I don't think that I have ever played where this sounded as good as with you guys being here with me.
Well, you're doing
That's
pretty good.
Do you want to talk now? Or do you want to go? Yeah, if you want. That's kind of the halfway mark. I probably should have given you a heads up for that, shouldn't I? Now you all jump in and answer these questions. This has been so fun getting to know all these guys. The saddest part was when we finished the project and I wasn't going over to Chip's house anymore. So we've
No more fudge.
Yeah, so it's so funny. We got over one day, and Scott, the first day I went over there, Chip had made peanut butter fudge, and the next time I went over, Scott was upset that there was no peanut butter fudge. So Chip went downstairs, and 30 minutes later, here comes the peanut butter fudge.
So I think we need some peanut butter fudge.
I know it.
I mean, where is that fudge now?
Yeah, no kidding.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
It was
Next time.
He's a master.
All right. So what we like to do here is to have a little nitty gritty right in the middle. So we're going to roast Lance. No, just kidding. It's not a roast. It's not a roast. So we start with the same question always, like you and I have talked about this before, but there might be someone in the room who doesn't know. So celebrating, 40 years in
40,
Nashville?
Yeah, so 84, so right at it.
Okay, so we should be proud of those years. So my question's always, how did you get to Nashville?
Well, I came down here to be a songwriter. And I worked for the Nashville, at first I worked for the Mount Juliet Chronicle as the editor of that. And then I moved to work for the Nashville Banner and started going out to songwriter rooms at night. And just started playing open mics and trying to work my way up. And then got married, and I met Nanci at Douglas Corner. She was... I tell everybody she was eating pickled eggs, but she really wasn't.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with pickled eggs. But so wasn't long till we got married about a year later, a little over a year later, and before, not much longer, he showed up.
Yay.
And,
Guilty.
And so I went to Toronto back, I guess it was, about 93 maybe? BMI had sent me up to be part of a showcase for the Focal Lines, and I played with Chip Taylor. I don't know if you know Chip. He wrote Wild Thing and Angel of the Morning. He's good. John Voight's brother. He's Angelina Jolie's uncle. He's had Wild Thing and Angel of the Morning have been #1 at least one time every decade since they've been written.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was. And the other thing, and this is not supposed to be about Chip, but he's fascinating. He is a savant, and when I was working with him back in 2010, I guess, no, 2000. It was right at the time of the 9/11. He went to the Preakness Stakes and came home with $368,000. So kind of disgusting.
Wow.
But he was just savant. He was banned in casinos in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas. They would no longer come in. But yeah, anyway, when I was in Toronto, I had thought about pursuing this at that time, and there had to be 1,000 people packing little CDs around, And I realized if I was to pursue that at that time, I wouldn't know Cole. I'd be gone all the time.
Right.
And Logan. So I put it on hold and concentrated on a PR career and got them out of the house, and here I am. He's been gone a few years, but this was the time to do it.
Right. So, as far as your musical journey, did you have family members that were musical? Like, who started you off?
My dad played guitar. My grandmother, who I really never heard, but she could play anything, won fiddle contest in Kentucky. And my mother played a little piano, and Dad played George Jones and Bobby Bear songs, but played the chokehold G.
Yeah.
And no, not really. I had friends at the church that, it was encouraging through them.
Sometimes I'll ask, when did you fall in love with music? Some people have like a specific moment they got bit by the bug.
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was about 11, and I just was always really drawn to the idea of playing. My guitar teacher and I went on the green beans and ham circuit when I was maybe about 14, and I was just kind of hooked from that point.
That's early. Yeah. Well, and as far as songwriting goes, what's your process? I want to talk about these singles coming out and stuff and why we're here tonight, but what's your process? Like, do you co-write a lot? Do you write alone? How do you start?
It's a little of both. I really don't have a process. I sit down and start playing, and if something comes up, I'm not one of the guys who goes in and, it's 9 o'clock time to work. I'm not that kind of writer. I try and find something to say, and it can take me a long time to write something. But I like co-writing with, some people. It works out great. And if you can find the right partner, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And so we're here tonight because we're celebrating your release.
Yeah.
So tell us about that project, and how did that kind of follow up shortly after this So Far So Good, or was it like a whole separate idea?
About 20 years ago when I did the first project, which Scott back here was one of the producers on 4 tracks, and Jason said, I guess I shouldn't tell that, but Jason Steluto is a friend of mine that he was living here. He's now in Washington, but with the last record, when it came out, it got such terrific response, especially right off the bat. I was getting really good reviews on it, and Jason, who had not been in a recording studio in a while, thought it would be fun to get the old gang back together. So he got Scott, and the two of them got guys like Billy and Dan Dugmore and Pat Flynn came in and played on it, and Vinnie Santoro, Todd Smith, and Jay Turner. And it was a blast. We went into Sound Emporium and recorded the basic tracks in 2 days. And then we went over to Chip's place, did all the vocals, and these guys did the harmonies, and it was an absolute blast.
Yeah.
So
making music with friends.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. Yeah. It was there. I have tried to be in, work with people who were a little tense. It makes me uncomfortable. This was like being just immediately meeting these guys. It was like old friends right off the bat.
Awesome.
And everybody in the studio was like that. It's just Scott and Jason just knew who to put together.
That's awesome.
Worked great.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear the whole thing. So tonight we can have that. We can get that music. We can stream it.
You can,
but don't just stream it. You got to buy it.
You can stream. Yeah, right. The second single came out today on Spotify and all the the platforms, and I'm expecting big checks.
Yes, you're gonna go on a cruise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's next? You're gonna release more singles, and are you playing
the record
more
comes out on March the 21st. I'm trying to stay busy. I'm playing. I've got several dates on the books.
Yeah.
Including I'm going over to Virginia. I picked a great weekend to go, July the 5th.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're going over, and I'm doing a show called Song of the Mountains.
Cool.
And that's Virginia's official public television show. And it airs on 200 stations around the country.
That's awesome. That's a good cause too.
I did Wood Songs, Old Time Radio, a couple weeks ago.
Neat.
And that, so we're trying. I've got my wifager with me that's traveling with me. I think we're going to go back up to Boston in September and play some dates up there. And
She's full-time job for her, right?
She keeps me going.
Cool. Well, good. That's exciting. Okay, so we play a little game here. We do a musical this or that. So do you want to just go down the line, or are we going to hot seat you? We'll just go down the line? Okay, you can't say both and you can't say neither. Okay, and some of these are tailored. Are you ready? Should we start with Pat?
Yeah.
Okay, Springsteen or Sinatra? All right. Ella Fitzgerald or Barbra Streisand?
Well, I probably know Barbra Streisand catalog better, but okay, Barbara.
Okay. Billy? U2 or Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones.
See, easy. He just answered.
Okay.
Chip, REM or Talking Heads?
Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Back over here. Go-Go's or the Bangles? Kiss or AC/DC?
AC/DC.
Oak Ridge Boys or the Bellamy Brothers?
Oak Ridge Boys.
Tammy or Tanya?
Oh boy. Tanya.
Don't say the wrong thing. Just kidding. Over here. Waylon or Willie?
Oh, that's tough.
Dylan or Christofferson?
Dylan.
Glenn Campbell or John Denver?
Glenn Campbell.
And
That hurts.
yeah, I know. I probably crossed that one out. Okay. Eddie Rabbitt or Mac Davis?
Mac Davis.
Slow dance or swing dance? Strings or brass?
Strings.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay, that's all I have. Okay, we need to hear some more music. Woo! Okay, give me a hand.
Gets your brain working, doesn't it? No, I think we moved it to E. Are you doing old key code? Yeah, you are. Sorry. Yeah, me too. That would have been funny. This is a song that I wrote a long, long time ago. I'm from Kentucky. And I remember Paradise, John Prine's Paradise, and I guess it got me thinking about coal mining. And I don't know, maybe I saw this October sky or whatever that made me think about this, because I know nothing about coal mining, but I did my best. I was born here in these foothills of this old Kentucky town, where the green trees touch the gray skies above our deep dark ground, where the cold beats like a heart in this land. It's been a grave to so many of my friends. like my daddy. I followed my granddad to those mines. It was the summer of my 19th year when I saw my last day's light. It's been years since I tasted my first earth. I've forgotten what those early years were for. And I sing this song to old King Cole. And the only way of living that I've known, for the years that were stripped from my life, I'm praying for the strength to say goodbye to old King Cole. I've grown thick-skinned to all the young men, coughing up the dust from their lungs. Feels like hard times ain't that hard to find when you're selling out your life by the ton. Through the years I've weighed losses and gains. Sometimes it feels this whole world's just caving in. See, I owe this song to old King Cole. And the only way of living that I've known, for the years that were stripped from my life, I'm praying for the strength to say goodbye to old King Cole. Old King Cole. Oh, am I far away from it? Okay. Thank you. This is a song I wrote before Cole was born, in the a couple of days before he was born. So it's kind of a, what are you, 34 now? So this song's 34 years old. In the days before my children, at night before the dawn, I laid awake thinking of tomorrow. Under phases of the moonlight, as each moment passed along, I counted up the days like they were hours. And as I watched the seed of life taking hold, I felt the seed of doubt begin to grow. For the future is so fragile, and this world is so hard, and the lessons that I've learned are so uncertain. The things I have times I've waited upon. I forgot the words to this song. Still with every seed of doubt that grows, felt a kind of love I've never known. This is a prayer softly spoken for a child, that he may see the hope for his time, and he may grow with peace in his life. This is a prayer softly spoken for a child. I long to be a father, even when I was still young, but I guess I never dreamed this day would come. So I strengthen my commitment for this life I've taken on. God help me as I lead him down this road. May I teach the right steps to take. May he learn to see through my mistakes. This is a prayer softly spoken for a child, that he may see the hope for his time, and he may grow with peace in his life. This is a prayer softly spoken for a child. This is a prayer softly spoken for my child. I just kind of started thinking of what these guys were playing, and I just went to Mars. This is a song I wrote with my friend Sam Gay. Well, Captain Philo Jones was the captain of his home, finest vessel never set to sea. He'd built her from the ground, every plank from stern to bow was dry docked in a landlocked field of wheat. He loved boats, but he feared the water, quoted Melville, hated Faulkner, longed to smell the salty ocean breeze. And by the sun he knew the time, by the moon he knew the tides, by the stars he charted his course into his dreams. And he sailed against the grain, far beyond the Kansas plains, floating on the amber waves. He sailed against the grain. Captain told tall tales of mermaid songs, whales, creatures from the deep that he dreamed of. The The only time he'd seen the sea, he started trembling in his knees and wondered, was it fear or was it love? And he sailed against the grain, far beyond the Kansas plains, floating on the amber waves. He sailed against the grain. He sailed against the grain, far beyond the Kansas plains, floating on the amber waves. He sailed against the grain. He sailed against the grain. Thank you. Thank you. My friend Dave Mallett was one of my favorite songwriters that I ever met. He was to Maine what Jimmy Buffett is to Florida. We wrote this song together a few years ago, and Dave, I was supposed to go up and play with Dave in November 1st, and he called and asked me to come open a show for him up in Kennebec. Is that how you say that? Kennebec? And he told me he'd been going through treatment for lung cancer for a couple years, had a lung removed about a year ago. And he said that he was going through radiation and chemo, but he'd be fine. So I made plans to go up and see him, knowing that I didn't know how much longer he would be playing. Anyway, about 3 days before, he got pneumonia. And Dave is the guy who wrote Garden Song. Do you all know the song? Inch by inch and row by row. That was a big hit for John Denver. And anyway, he passed away just right before Christmas. Sorry, kind of a downer story, I guess. But I miss him. He was a good guy. She took a bus from her hometown, packed up her jeans and an old nightgown. She left a note on her door, said, I won't be back here anymore. I'm getting out. I'm headed out. I'm going south. She took 2 books to pass the time. Gone with the wind and a book of rhymes. 3 days and 2 long nights, she slept and she read and she stared at the light. She said, this must be what it's all about. Going south, going south. And in her southbound state of mind, she is less confused, she's more defined. She's so amused at all she's finding out about herself. Going south, going south. She settled into a tiny place, with Spanish moss and faded lace, warm hearts and gentle smiles. She says that she just might stay a while. Without a doubt, she'll always be going south, going south, going south. Thank you. Thank you all for coming out, because I know it's cold and there are a lot of, I think Ringo's at the Opry tonight. You could have gone there. I know he's hanging around at Grimey's yesterday. I thought that was kind of cool. This is a song that I wrote after the last few years where we seemed to argue with each other a lot. Sometimes people can be so mean, make you question the things you believe. You may wonder, was it ever what you thought? Did we ever stand together? What tore us apart? Did we surrender to all the pain, all the chaos, all the rage? Love anyway, in spite of the anger, in spite of the hate. Love anyway, if we ever hope for change, if there's ever hope for change, love anyway. Dark is darkest where there is no light. Wrong is wrongest where there is no right. Lies are lies and they're never true enough. And hate is hate in the absence of. But there is hope on common ground. All that matters is Love anyhow, love anyway, love anyway. In spite of the anger, in spite of the hate, love anyway, love anyway. If we ever hope for change, if there's ever hope for change, love anyway. Thank you to Chip, Billy, Pat, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Julie, for letting me come out and play. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Thank you.
One more hand for Lance Cowan.
Thank you. Thanks, friends and neighbors. Thank you.
That's beautiful. I can't think of a better message.
Thank you.
You set us on the right path. I got words for you. Go to YouTube, join us, like us, follow us, subscribe to us, all the things. Stream the songs. Let's say thank you to Joel. Yay on the sound. Thank you so much. Come back and see us. If you're a Google reviewer, review us, but only say good things. Okay. All right. Everybody stay safe. All right. Another hand.
Thank you all for coming out.